Good morning, Year 3, and welcome to your next English lesson. We're going to carry on today looking at fiction and non-fiction books. My first task, I've written a sentence on the board, and I'd like you to try and correct it. The sentence says, "Where are you going?" said Ben. And I've given you a clue. There are 6 mistakes. It could be missed punctuation, spelling mistakes, missed capital letters. So check carefully and see if you can find any of those mistakes. There are 6 altogether. Pause the video and see if you can rewrite that sentence or just correct them on the screen if you haven't got a pen and paper in front of you, and I'll add the correct answer to the board as well. So pause the video and see if you can find any of those mistakes in that sentence. Welcome back, Year 3. Well done for attempting that. I have written the sentence correctly onto the board so you can see where the mistakes should have been corrected. Where was spelt wrong and going was spelt wrong. So where are you going? And that's where the 2 speech marks should be. The speech marks were in the wrong places. Remember, the speech marks go around the words that the character is saying. We practiced that last week when we were using quotes. And I also missed a question mark because somebody is asking a question. I made a full stop at the end and a capital letter for Ben because it is a name. Very well done if you found all of those mistakes. Today, we're going to be comparing a fiction and a non-fiction book. And we discussed this last lesson. Remember, a fiction book is a storybook and a non-fiction book is a fact book. Now, I'm not going to spend too long doing this because this is your task for today, to find or get 2 books, a fiction book and a non-fiction book, and compare them yourself. We did have a look last time. I'll give you a few ideas. Remember, this is my non-fiction book, my fact book. We have a contents page that says what is on each page. We have lots of titles and photographs inside the book as well. Remember, at the back of a non-fiction book, we also have an index page. We use the index during our humanities lessons. That's where you try to find things and it tells you what page you should be looking on. And remember, if we're comparing that to a fiction book, a storybook, it's made up. There are lots of illustrations or drawings. There are different chapters. There's also lots of speech. We won't get speech in a non-fiction book because this is where the characters are speaking in the storybook. And if it's a larger storybook, there may be lots of different chapters as well. Let me show you your worksheet for today. It looks like this. Just going to come a little bit closer. I printed mine, but I haven't got any colour ink in my printer. That's why the top bit isn't in colour, but we haven't got to worry about that for now. We're going to actually start with this part. This is where we compare. This bit, we write down things that are different with a non-fiction book, a fact book. And on this side, we write down things that are different with a storybook. And at the bottom, we write things that they both have. I've added a couple of things already. So for my fact book, my non-fiction book, I've written it has a contents page. And if you can write a nice short sentence, that'll be better than just 1 or 2 words. So remember, try to write a sentence. It has a contents page. I could write it has photographs. And then for my storybook, I've already added some ideas. It is a made-up story and it has different characters. So we're comparing and we're writing differences between our fact book, our non-fiction book, and our storybook. And once we get down to the bottom bit, we have to write things that they both have. So what do both of these things have the same? For example, I'll give you a little clue. Down at the bottom here, there's something. But I'll let you investigate yourselves. You might be able to think of a lot more things than I can. So differences between a fiction and a non-fiction book, and then things that are the same. If you finish all of that, there is a picture at the top here that you can go back and just write 2 or 3 lines to describe the picture. Think of those lovely, good describing words you can use in your writing. So for today, you need to compare your two books in the table. If you finish all of that, you can go back to the top and write your description, where you describe that picture. I know you can't see it very well on my page, but I'm sure it'll print better for you. And if you finish all of that and you still have some time, you can design your own fact page. Last time we did a small fact box. Oh, today I thought you'd be able to do a fact page. I've done one on the board about teeth, as we're learning about teeth in science. Teeth are different shapes and sizes. Animals have different teeth because they eat different food. So you can put information onto your fact page. But remember, a non-fiction book needs to have lots of pictures as well. So I've got some pictures of different teeth and I've named them. I've also got a picture of a tooth and you could label the different parts. Some of the things we've already covered in our science lessons. Remember, we won't just have lots of writing, we'd have pictures as well and diagrams, labelled pictures. So lots of information. So if you get that far, you could design your own fact page about anything you like. I just chose teeth as it's something we've all looked at together. Please remember that I'm on Google Meet. This might be a really good time to come onto Google Meet to share your ideas, to talk about things that you think are different with your fact book and your storybook, and maybe it'll give me some more ideas as well. So come on, share ideas, ask questions, and once you have completed the activity, remember to take a picture and email that through to me. Thank you for watching Year 3. I look forward to seeing your work.